Well, it appears the alleged prophet looking for profit, who was supposed to speak for the next 2 weeks at local churches, may have left town.
We've also learned that his next stop at a local church for revival services there have been canceled. And while the reports continue to pour in, our Clint Watson has this follow-up.
Barbadian prophet L.L. Spencer has left the country. Since this story broke, ZNS Newsroom has been flooded with calls of alleged victims angry that they were taken advantage of. Nelson Brennan was one of them. His encounter began after his wife persuaded him to accompany her to one of the revival services. That night, she was singled out by the prophet.
I want to pray for you, but say, I want you to bring me $4,000 in the morning.
Wow.
So he said, how much for a coffin? He said, I know a coffin costs more than $4,000.
While police can't really intervene as the financial gifts to the prophet were voluntary, despite any alleged coercion, Director of Immigration William Pratt, who is out of the country, spoke to ZNS News by phone, clarifying what transpired.
Reverend Dr. Sheldon Higgs and Reverend Dr. Philip Markfield visited my office requesting that they be allowed to continue additional 2 weeks of service. 1 week at Lively Hope Baptist Church and another week at Calvary Baptist Church. And I granted them permission.
Pratt also confirmed that the prophet was not conducting his prior revival services on his own, as the Immigration Department would not permit that. In fact, that's where Baptist clergyman Reverend Dr. Philip McPhee clarified was the extent of his involvement outside of the prophet visiting his church on Sunday and bringing a brief word out of courtesy.
The director said that if they're here, they have to have a covering. I said to them, if they need a covering, I wouldn't mind being a covering for them if they are doing God's work. I have no problem, and Dr. Higgs said the same thing. But I said to them, look, as far as I know, I really didn't know them like that. And so I went on that assumption, basically because of their name as a prophet of God.
Reverend Shelton Higgs of New Lively Hope Church also confirmed the prophet spoke at his church from Sunday to Tuesday. In his defense, he maintains that Spencer is an excellent preacher and a man of God. He says people were blessed. President of the Bahamas Christian Council, Reverend Ranford Patterson, revealed they have an arrangement in place to work with the Department of Immigration to review applications of evangelists seeking to come to the Bahamas. However, he maintains if they come through a church or as a visitor on vacation, they may not be notified. While he believes they must work closer with government, he admonishes parishioners to think twice.
I have a serious problem with Bahamians who will flock to an international person from overseas coming to the Bahamas. They'll flock, they'll pack the churches, they'll give their lunch money, their mortgage, their rent, their light. They give everything to these people. These people are going to get on the plane the next day. But we who are here, we have to be here to support them. We have to be here to ensure that their children have food to eat, that their lights are on, their mortgage, their rents are paid. We are here and we're doing this every day. But they don't have the same level of appreciation for those of us who are on the ground. And I have a serious problem with that. And sometimes I don't feel sorry for Bahamians who allow themselves to be taken in.
Meantime, pastors feel as though there is a hidden motive and agenda behind all of this ordeal, and in due time, due season, they feel it'll be revealed. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.